Hello and welcome to Promenade Française. Another exciting, amazing journey is ahead because here we are. Uh-oh, and I might sneeze here. How do I turn the mute button? Wow, okay. All right, so let's do this. Now I had a meeting with my study buddy today. We cleared up the issue from the past, because I was basically saying that, hey, double or nothing means that you lost once and then it doesn't apply to me. Like, anyways, it was just kind of weird. But anyway, so we just decided to let the past be the past. We're both back to ground zero, and hopefully, we continue to push on with this process of learning French. Now, for her, see, we both looked at the textbook today. Let's take a look at the textbook, and you can see what I'm saying. All right, so this is a textbook to help Chinese people learn French. We're now in lesson 10, which is crazy because, I mean, I don't know what I was thinking last year when I was trying to make my own books and I was trying to create my own curriculum and I was trying to do all that kind of stuff. I just think that was a good way to get excited about learning French. It just wasn't like the best path forward, in generally speaking. But the thing is that, like, I think the main issue was that I wasn't happy with the books that I was finding. And if you're not happy with the books that you're finding and you speak Chinese, yeah, good luck with that. So I speak Chinese quite fluently. I also speak Russian fairly fluently. And now I'm learning my third second language. I did study Arabic for a little bit, but then I realized that that wasn't the best way to go. And French is it. This is it. This is the rest of my life. So now that I'm 45 years old, I can see that this is my life. English is my native tongue. Chinese is near native to some extent, although I have a lot of vocabulary issues if you want to judge me as a native speaker, because I don't have that much exposure. I don't have years and years and years and years and years of high school, and I don't read the news every day. I don't watch TV. So, yeah, I have a lot of weakness about vocabulary, but like when I listen to Chinese, I understand it without any kind of watch these videos with this girl explaining the grammar.
奥赛博物馆最有名的就是它的印象派画作的这个收藏，
You see,
它整个顶层全都是印象。
I even put the speed up to 1.5 the speed, and it's not an issue for me. I don't have any problem understanding what she's talking about. So this is the videos. I got videos and I got a textbook. Chinese, so she can read this book because it's in Chinese. I also read it. It's in Chinese. We're both learning French from the Chinese perspective. Now, today we were like reading this. Pardon, monsieur. Le musée du Louvre. C'est Paro. Oh là là, vous êtes loin. Prends le métro. Je n'aime pas le métro. Alors, allez en bus ou à vélo. Il y a des Vélib au coin de la rue. Non, non, j'y vais à pied. Bien, alors passez par là, traversez le boulevard Haussmann et prenez la rue Scribe en face de vous. Tournez à gauche dans la rue Aubert. Passez devant la poste et la banque et vous arrivez place de Opéra. Ça va? Oui, oui. Ensuite, prenez la grande avenue en face de continuer tout droit jusqu'au bout. Et après, traversez la rue de Rivoli et entrez dans la cour du Louvre. À droite, vous avez le jardin des Tuileries et à gauche, le Louvre. L'entrée du musée est sous la pyramide. Merci. Les Vélib, c'est où? So, okay, we're in lesson 10. Now, I can read this with like a little bit of speed. Of course, my pronunciation is not perfect, but it's like okay, it's like, beginner level pronunciation. On her side, she couldn't read this like at all. She told me that she listened to it. She listened to the audio quite a few times. But the thing is, like, I'm actually talking to a tutor. So every day and sometimes twice a day, I'm reading articles. Like I'm reading, like you'd know from before. I told you I'm reading a book, like an actual book, with a tutor, and I'm using Français Facile to actually read. You know, La terre a tremblé en Birmanie un seize How do we say that? Un seize
Un séisme a
Un 16 a soué,
secoué violemment le
a secoué violemment le pays.
pays il y a quelques heures.
Il y a quelques heures,
Les dégâts sont très importants. Le
les dégâts sont très importants, le nombre des victimes très élevé,
nombre de victimes très élevé.
très élevé, très élevé, au moins 104, 1, 2, 3, 4, 114, 4,
Au moins 144
44 morts. Okay, I'm laughing at my ability to say numbers, not at the content of the sentence. So so you see, like, yeah, I got some problems with pronunciation. It's not perfect, but like I can kind of get through it. L'actualité internationale dominée aussi par la reprise des bombardements israéliens au Liban. L'armée israélienne a visé
des quartiers peuplés
des quartiers peuplés du sud de la capitale Beyrouth. What happened? All right, so, and that's the thing. I'm doing the reading exercises, like a lot of reading exercises. Every day I'm doing reading exercises. Exercise, exercise, exercise. So the thing is, like, yeah, she's getting good practice with listening to the audio for this specific text. But she's not really getting used to how, because we're talking about phonetics. French has a phonetic alphabet, English has a phonetic alphabet. You have to learn how to say the pieces of the word. You have to the syllables of the word. And I'm practicing that and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. So I think finally I convinced her that she needs to get a French tutor. She said, "No, I can't say anything in French. Why would I get a French tutor?" I said, "Just practice reading. Like you could get a French tutor. You could. There's a lot of places you can find a French tutor for even less than $5 an hour. So, you can, start practicing." So that's what I'm doing. I'm just practice, practice, practice. There's a lot of practice. Now, I already did. The other thing we talked about was that I said I want to introduce a new idea, and it's this idea that, see, when I was in China learning Chinese, I had this study buddy there too, and what we would do is in the Chinese they have a phonetic alphabet for writing the characters. So we would write a list of the phonetic way, like for example, ni hao. So you can spell ni hao with like English characters, right? Let's go to Chinese here. All right, let's go ni hao. So even if you write ni hao with Chinese character with English, so it'll say ni hao. You see? So it's NIHAO. So we would make a list of words using the Romanized alphabet, and then next to the list of words, we would have a race to see who could write all the characters the fastest. And during the process of learning the characters, obviously you'll also remember the word because it takes longer to remember how to write a character than it does to remember a word. But it was a powerful way to develop vocabulary in Chinese. And so I was learning about 10 words a day for my first year. I definitely had a vocabulary of 3,000 words after the first year of learning Chinese. And it was mainly due to this every day sitting in a chair for hour after hour after hour writing words. Now, the problem with phonetic alphabets is that I tried it with Russian and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't write the phonetic alphabet out like the same word. Like, I don't know, здравствуйте. I hated writing, especially Russian words because they're so long. It's just driving me crazy. I just did not like it. And there's a lot of things I didn't like about studying Russian. But now I'm learning French, and it's like, wait a minute, I really want to learn French. It's a huge, major desire. So, what I did today for the challenge was so that's what I said to my study buddy. I said, let's do this. So, let's say that you don't actually have to answer the questions if you write all the questions out by hand. So, I started writing out the questions by hand. All right, but then the first one's easy, right? Barré, l'entu, l'entrue, barré, okay, 标出每组中不同类的词. Okay, so throw out the odd one out. Musée, banque, magasin, voiture. So obviously it's voiture. And how hard is it to make a circle around voiture? Aimer, prendre, aller, traverser. Now you can look at it from two different perspectives. You could say take the bus, go. You can say cross. So love is the odd one out. Or you could say that probably that's okay. So I got the answer wrong when I sent her the answer because I circled prendre because it's an RE verb and the other ones are ER verbs. So there's two ways you can look at that. I don't think that they're looking at it from a grammar perspective. So I would say probably love is the one you'd throw out. En pied, en taxi, en métro, en bus. So in this case, we're using un. Why are we using The important thing about you can see that in the grammar section in this book. So in French, we have a for things where you're stepping on things with your feet. So using your feet. So à pied is by foot. À moto, you're using your feet. À vélo, you're using your feet. But then we got this odd one out. Enrôler, enrôler, enrôler. I don't know if it's what this is. Enrôler, 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 enrôler. Gordon thinks it's enrôler. Let's check if Gordon's right. So we can go over to four. We can say enrôler. Enrôler. What did you say? It was enrôler. I think he said relais, right? Enrôleur. 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 Balader enrôleur. All right, so that's the odd one out because the other one you're using your feet. So also horse, I think horse is riding a horse. And then if you're inside of the object, so this is outside. Maybe this one you're inside, right? Your feet are inside, but these ones your feet are outside. I don't know. And then this one your feet are definitely on the inside. En bus, en voiture, en taxi. Okay, we get en face, tout droit, ensuite, à droite. This one's interesting because like ensuite is like next to, à droite is to the right of, en face is facing, tout droit is like straight ahead. So in this, I feel like it's like you have a point where you're moving around it. En face, it's facing something, next to something, right of something. But go straight is like a little bit different. So I decided to circle some of those. Then I started writing the second section. So we got associate the words and répondez aux questions. So answer the questions. Quel bâtiment public connaissez-vous? 你知道名字的面，你知道名字的面向公共开放的机构有哪些？What does that mean? 你知道名字的面 name of the face 面向公共开放 Okay. Do you know the name of public organizations? Do you know the names of like public institutions? What is bâtiment public? So bâtiment is like institution, I guess. Bâtiment. Français. Okay. I can type it in the other screen because I can see myself on the right screen. So it's bâtiment. What? B-A-T-I-M-O. Building. Public buildings. Okay, so which public buildings do you know? So we're talking about opéra, bibliothèque, musée, poste. So I just wrote those answers. Quel verbe utiliser pour indiquer un chemin? 哪些动词可以用来指路? Okay, so what verbs can you use to indicate, like to give somebody directions? So I decided that I could answer this also. I couldn't find a section in this. Oh, here it is. La bonne direction. Okay, here they are. Prends, continuer. So we're going to use la bonne direction. 正确的方向. Okay, so vous avez, you arrivez, vous arrivez, you arrive. Prenez, passez, continuez, traversez, tournez, entrez. Enter, tourner, turn, traverser, go along, continuer, obviously, passer, pass by, prenez, take, you arrive. So those are the words. I could go and add that to the exercise page probably. And then finally, what are some words for modes of transportation? And we already looked at that when we were looking at the a and o. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. So there we go. Here's the answers. So, I mean, since I'm like writing on a piece of paper, it freed up my hands to my computer, it freed up my computer to be able to go through back to the textbook and then to look for those things. Now this, I think this probably, Rue Bonaparte, Le Point, I think maybe if I was writing the textbook and that's like the exercise, it's likely that it's going to have some connection with the original, like the very first page, right? Boulevard, traverser le boulevard, passer devant la poste, prenez le métro, allez-y en bus. So there you go. It has all the answers. Here we are. So the very first one is going to be allez-y en bus, prenez le métro, traversez par le rue Bonaparte, tournez à gauche, passez le point. And then the last one is talking about imperative. So imperative, it's when you take a verb and then you turn it into a command. And so here, so it says you take. If you start the sentence with you and then take, then it's like a descriptive sentence. It's like you take the first right. That's like saying you take the first right. So that's like you have passive and then you have active voice. This is active voice, subject, verb, object. You take the first right. that's different than imperative. Imperative, you remove the you remove the subject, and then you just start with the verb. Enter, s'il vous plaît. Enter, please. Pass, what's devant? Along, la gare est tournée à droite. Pass by the station and turn right. Okay, so this one, vous arrivez à Paris en train. You arrived to Paris by train. So this one is not imperative. This one is not imperative. These two are imperative. And then va la poste. Go to the post. Okay, that's imperative. Continuez tout droit à traverser le point. Continue straight forward and go. What's traverser? Go past the. I don't know, le point, le pont, le pont, le pont. Where is it? Le pont. Traverser le pont. I keep saying it, so maybe we should just look it up. Traverser, traverser le pont. What about du pont? Cross the bridge. Pont is bridge. Okay, so traverser is to cross. Okay, so that's imperative. You see, tu prends, you take. So that's not imperative. Prenez, that's imperative. Take the bus. C'est loin, it's far. So I wrote that all out, and I'm still not actually reading the grammar in the textbook because there's quite a few things I could read. I could go, step by step. Pardon, monsieur. Le musée du Louvre, c'est par. Pardon. Par où comptes-tu passer? 你打算从哪儿走? From where? Comptes-tu? That's one. Planning, I guess, because it's in Chinese. It says planning. How do you plan? From where do you plan to go? From where you plan to go? I guess compte must be plan. Vélib is vélo en libre, servi à Paris. So these are it's like some service for renting a bicycle. Tout droit, ils sont tout petits, 他们非常小. So here it's saying tout is like means very or all. 用在形容词、过去分词或副词前表示强度或绝对强度. Okay, so it's absolute, or it's adding strength or some absolute. 意思是十分, so 十分 is like 100%, very, extremely, completely. So they are very, extremely small. She is what? 惊讶, surprised. Étonnée. She's completely surprised. Jusque 与介词 à 连用 jusqu'à Paris 一直到巴黎 so direct 一直 it's like 一直 go straight or direct. Oh, direct to Paris. All right, so what's that? The notes? Ses parents regardaient le plan et repéraient看地图找出以下地点. So look at the following map and 找出以下地点 and look for these locations on the map. Le musée du Louvre, un grand magasin. So you need to find these on the map. Imperative, this is what it's talking about, the grammar for imperative. Yeah, this is where you'd have to speak French, Chinese to understand what it's talking about. When I first started learning Chinese in China, my textbook had no English in it. It was because at this time, In 2003, especially in Northeast China where I was living, they didn't have any. Like there was like one American guy. I remember seeing like one or two Americans, maybe one or two from South America. The rest were Korea and Japan. And so the textbook was only in Chinese, then it had Korean and Japanese translations. It was insane. So I had to like look everything up. And we didn't have these smartphones. And so I had to use a dictionary and go word by word through the entire textbook. Tourner. So here we're learning grammar for how to change the verb tourne, va, prendre, tourner, aller, prendre, prenez. Ok, tu tournez, tu vas, tu prends. Vous tournez, vous allez, vous prenez. Parle français, s'il te plaît. Entrer, va à la poste. Être and avoir. So they're still helping you to focus on être and avoir. 动词 être et 和 avoir 的命令型. So this is the imperative form for être and avoir. This is good stuff to remember. Definitely. This is something that I don't know and I should know. That's good. I mean, this is more basic, but this is more challenging. Le verbe prendre au présent. 动词 prendre, prendre, prendre. Prenons, prenez, prenne, prend, prend, prend. What's this? Le is O. Oh, this is interesting stuff. There's contractions, prepositions, and article contractions. This is definitely something to know about. I don't know if I got the right size here. No, I didn't. Yeah, see, because I just barely got used to like le is du. And now, see here, le is du, de le is de la is de la, and de le is de. So it doesn't change for feminine, it only changes for masculine. But this one I never knew. Le, le, la, las. Again, it changes for masculine, it doesn't change for feminine. Now I sent a message to my tutor about this. Like I said, hey, look, I'm supposed to be, and this is, I also talked to my study buddy about this. I said, listen, like, we're not actually practicing speaking. And that means like my reading's getting better, my comprehension's getting better, but I'm actually not practicing speech. Vous, oh, tu. Vous donnez, c'est indiqué à une, transformé comme l'exemple. Prends la rue. Okay, you're supposed to change it. Prenez la rue and change it to tu. That's a good exercise because you'll have to change all of the verbs. Elle est dans le jardin, oui. So how do you change that to have a Y in it? Okay, I can see now we got a problem. So now the grammar's getting hard enough where I actually need to do these exercises. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to I'm not going to be able to keep up because I'm not going to understand the basics, which is tough because, I don't mind reading because it doesn't take that much brain energy and like I have someone to walk me through it. But these exercises, I don't actually have a tutor that can walk me through all of this stuff. I do have the video. I can watch the video. But I don't think she actually goes. Dang it. All right. Well, good enough for today. Let's keep on going with this challenge and let's see if we can make some progress with French.